Okay, we'll get into the car.
Perfect.
Yes.
All right. What kind of questions you got?
Yeah, well, if you could explain to the audience like what you kind of came from and what you went into, that'd maybe be a good start to give them a picture of what you were driving before you came in to see me, and then now what you're driving now.
Okay. Well, what I was driving before was a 2010 Hyundai Accent. It's a little tiny, little small car, and it was standard. So now it was standard. So now coming into this new 2025 Chevy Trax, and it's way bigger, fits my dog.
She has a big dog.
Yes, I have a big dog. We go camping a lot. I want to say it's just a really big difference from the really small little tiny car to like a big SUV, which is nice.
Yeah.
And to me, I know it's a smaller SUV, but it's big to me.
Well, yeah, the Hyundai Accent is like a small...
It's like a little compact little car.
I mean, if people know other cars like a Toyota Matrix or just not quite as small as a Chevy Spark, but just a small hatchback where there just wasn't much room in the back seats.
Yeah.
And to a big kind of Chevy Trax, and I'll put pictures on this so that they can kind of see what it's like, but a little bit bigger of an SUV with the hatchback.
And coming from the small car to the bigger car, and now this car is a 2025 versus a 2010, is a lot more bells and whistles to it. I like the heated seats. I love the heated steering wheel. This is very nice. And the working really early in the morning with the remote start is amazing.
Yeah.
I already can tell. I've only been driving it for a few days, and I can already tell that it's so nice getting it, feeling safe in a vehicle. It's nice.
Yeah, right? Because, I mean, that's one thing, like the heated steering wheel and the heated seats and the comfort of it. But let's talk about that safety and kind of the differences of how it kind of felt to drive the Hyundai Accent and everything versus the Trax.
Driving the Hyundai Accent was a little different because I've had it for like 7 years, and that was the only car I really knew. Yeah. And it feels a lot safer to be in a bigger vehicle on the road than a little small vehicle that's like an A to B car. This, I feel like I can go on a road trip and feel a lot safer on the highway. Yes.
Okay, right. Yeah, I mean, that's not what people think is like cars have gotten a lot bigger over time. Yeah. Like back in 2009, you said, or 2010? 2010, that vehicle was maybe a little bit closer to average size. Yeah. But, we live in Nanaimo. There's lots of trucks, SUVs for families, and
in the backwoods, camping, like a bunch of fun water sports. Like, you gotta have a big trunk to put everything in there.
Yeah, exactly. And then that's what we like. You got the all-weather floor mats and liners and stuff too. So
love that for my dog. Yeah. Love that.
Yeah. So, and how about drivability, engine responsiveness? Do you notice like it's just no problems going from place to go?
I've noticed that it's very smooth driving. I love the let me think. I just love how smooth driving it is. I don't know how to describe it. Like the engine's better, everything's just smoother and nicer, and it feels like it's not like when you drive a standard, especially an older standard, you're kind of like clunking back and forth. Yeah. This is way nicer and way smoother, and it feels just safe, and that was the big deal to me, was safety.
Okay, yeah. And I do remember that was one of the big things that was important when you and your mom and your boyfriend were...
Yes, they were very adamant on safety, and no doubt, I understand. Yeah. It's cars on the road is one of the biggest, you get in car accidents, and other people on the road aren't good drivers sometimes. Yeah,
and sometimes, like right now, it's just pouring rain, probably one of the hardest rains we've had all year.
Yeah, and my car notified me that it was slippery on the roads, and I loved
it.
Really? Yes, I was so excited. I was like, oh, okay, I know how to drive a little bit slower.
Be aware of that. That's fantastic.
It was
nice. Yeah. Well, just so happy. Thanks for the business, and happy that it's good, because it's. I don't think so many people realize like that jump in safety from like a car that's getting you from A to B. Yours was on a spare tire, though, by the way. But we won't talk about that one.
That car's going away now. To be honest, you probably made it like the easiest low anxiety car shopping ever. Like, I was coming in here very stressed, and I didn't know, but you made it so easy, and you were so friendly and lovely about it. And I'm like, oh, okay, this makes it so much easier. Eric's actually like a nice person who's not like you weren't upselling me on everything. You were more like, hey, you're talking about safety, and you're like, hey, this is what I got for you, and it was a perfect car for me, and I love it. And
Yeah.
Eric is great.
Oh.
It's amazing. It's awesome.
Thank you so
Yes,
much.
thank you.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah. Wow. Well, thank you.
Yeah, that was amazing. You made it very, very easy to buy a car here. I was really nervous about it. So
Yeah, you had never really done it. Like
No.
someone else had probably helped you get that 2010, or did it come from the family?
No,
or?
it was a private sell, and my dad and I went, and we brought it to one of our mechanics, and
Yep.
they said it was great, so we took it. That was it. It was like, okay, this is, and I was like, what, 17 at the time? So I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. And for this, my mom has bought a few cars in her life. She said you were the easiest sale she's ever done. Like, easiest, like, buying a car she's ever done.
Wow.
So,
And
just
she's
let-
bought a few.
Yeah,
so.
she's bought a few. She said if she's gonna buy a car, she'd be coming back to you.
Awesome.
So-
Yeah, we gotta talk to her about her RAV4 because she said somebody's hitting their heads on
It's
when
my
they
dad.
get in.
Every
and
time
out.
he gets in the car, he hits his head, and then I've hit my head on it too, and I'm not even that tall, and it's weird. It's like the passenger seat doesn't move up and down, so it's like really. It feels like it's very close to like the ceiling when you're really close.
It
to
doesn't
the
move
ceiling.
up and down at all?
No, just the driver's side does.
Oh.
So
Okay.
it's funny, and like my parents go on road trips. They explore the island all the time.
Yeah.
And that's the car they explore the island in. And every time my dad gets in, he hits the thing, and he's like, this is not comfy. So, yeah.
What are they doing today?
God. They're actually exploring the island. I think they're in Parksville.
Okay. Okay, that's great. Yeah. Yeah.
I-
And mom's an SUV lady?
Yeah.
Or okay. Yeah. Yeah.
One day, I don't think she'd be looking right now because I just got one, but as soon as she is, she said she's going to be
Yeah.
here. Don't worry about that.
No, I'm not worried about that.
I'm like,
just,
don't,
yeah.
we will not be going to anyone else.
Oh, that's amazing.
And my dad will get a new vehicle at some point too.
What does he drive now?
Toyota Tacoma.
Okay.
But
yeah,
it's a 2008, I believe.
yeah. Okay.
And he bought it brand new in 2008.
Yeah.
And I believe he'll want to get a new one eventually. But I haven't heard him talking about it
Have
yet.
you been telling him how good remote start is to have
Yes,
in the morning?
yeah, because he wakes up at 6 a.m. and sometimes, and he goes out, and I'm like, oh my God, Dad, this is amazing.
Self-informed.
And it's
or
funny
whatever.
now because my parents joke about it now. They're like, you have the nicest car in the family now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. It's really nice.
Well, I'm really pleased that you went with a 3RS model.
Yeah.
Because, like, for people who don't know, the Trax range from the trims of, like, the LT or the 1RS or the 1LT, which come in around 27 and a half. And Sarah went up to about 32 and a half, 33 for the 3RS, like the top of the line Trax. And it's like...
Love it.
It's awesome.
Love
yeah.
It's really good. I can't wait for Tyler to come back and he's going to drive it. He's very excited.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't wait to drive it. I didn't even test drive it with you. He was in the back.
Yeah, exactly.
And
He didn't even drive it.
No,
yeah.
and he's excited to drive it.
Yeah.
And I've been sending him videos the whole time. Like, look, I'm figuring everything out. I got my phone out. I'm like, look at all the cool tech that's got. It's really fun.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's very surreal. It doesn't feel like my car yet. It's only been a few days. It feels like I'm just driving a fancy rental, but I'm not. It's mine.
It's yours, yeah.
I'm so excited about it.
Yeah, you got it. For people to highlight the process, like Sarah came in, I met her out in the lot with her boyfriend and her mom, and then we had a chat while we were out there about what she was looking for. I showed her some options. We eventually decided on the size of the Trax. I think that was first because we first were looking at one called Nitro Yellow on the lot. So if you know someone that loves yellow cars, we've got a
You want
great
that
one. Yes, it's right on Bowen Road right now.
Yes.
But she was after the white. So then I found out that I had just one white one left.
Yeah.
It was the last white Trax that we had on the lot. Got in, made sure that she had a valid driver's license,
Yep.
went for a ride. I started first, showed her a bunch of the features. She took over there and got to like experience with it. We hooked up the phone. We had country music playing.
Oh yeah, it was great. My phone hooked up right away. I was driving it was a dream to drive it, and it was so nice. I was like, oh, this is just such a nice drive compared to my old car. Yes.
Yeah, so the difference of that, and like that's why it's like if you're even considering it, you got to know a few things. You got to know how it drives, and then the next stage is after the test drive. Then we come back into kind of my desk here and serve the numbers essentially, and like those are the two pieces of the equation to know like if it's really worth it to get the car, like the finance side and like the car side. So we first determine here, I go through my process to help you buy to find the car, and then we just serve up the numbers, and then like is it comfortable or not comfortable, and we eventually found a way to make it comfortable.
And it was great, and you made it very easy, so it was really low stress and easy to do, and I love it.
Yeah. And then so once that happened, then Sarah went over to our awesome finance office, went through all the official paperwork, and then was driving home probably faster than she even thought. She came in and got the approval on everything.
Didn't know I was taking it away that day, but then all of a sudden everything was approved, and I was great, and having a good time.
Yeah, and now she's back. We're installing a couple of additional accessories for her, and well, just thanks again. I just appreciate it.
Thank you. That was amazing.